are we hoping to see here from Uncle?
I've got to witness everything I want from this tournament, except for that sword Uncle start. I've seen the sword twice in the chest here, but never from Uncle, and not today either, I'm sad.
No, and we have some trash talking from Uncle about what kind of seed this is. We're going to start off with an early heart container, which is, nice.
So it's pretty good to pick up these early hearts if there is some super early Dark Hole access, like immediately following Kakariko.
Oh, absolutely. You don't want to go from Dark World with only 4 hearts and still green mail. So we're seeing the sync right there. And, I'm kind of hoping for bomb starts. I love me some bomb starts here.
Sometimes you do want to torment the players with not getting any bombs for escape, but I am always excited for this bow.
Yeah, early bow means we'll likely see an early dip into Kakariko. Now, Furaime also got lucky with an early bomb drop, so no more farming necessary for Furaime, and a Moon Pearl. What is the seed?
Now this seed has already taken a very interesting turn. Now the bow can make you do some interesting NMG plays. Just go straight to Eastern, unlikely, but we have seen that. Early bombs, yeah, Moon Pearl this early. Oh, this is shaping up to be quite the seed.
So far, but as chat mentions, the randomizer giveth, the randomizer can taketh away. It'll be really interesting to see what happens. Furaime's not going to be doing any more farming, just going to get through as fast as possible. We'll see how much more farming. Oh, Wulfy's got a bomb too. He'll be all right.
Yeah, indeed, but you still want to find some additional bombs for the Kakariko. Yeah, that's how I do commentary. I talk about something and then it happens.
Commentators bless right there. So 4 bombs. Yeah, we can get through Kak now. No problem.
They will still want at least 50 rupees for the bottle merchant. Can get an additional 30 in blind spacement and then an additional 20 in the well for that total 100.
Absolutely. So it'll be really interesting to see. I'm kind of looking at Wulfy to see what kind of low percent strats he's going to do. When you're in a one-on-one elimination match for this tournament, you've got to do some low percent strats to deviate a little bit. We'll probably see Furaime played a little bit safer, but Wulfy's got to make some lower percent strats to try to get an edge on Furaime at this point in time. Throughout this entire match. So we'll see what ends up happening once we get past the escape here. We might even see Wulfy do that dive right to Eastern play that you saw or you talked about earlier.
If the rupees keep on being this elusive, that is a possibility. Also, if they do find something like silvers, that would definitely increase the possibility of going there. Also, do have yet to see a map check. So if that turns out to be a crystal over in Eastern, then yeah, sure, get an early crystal. Sounds like a good idea.
Oh, absolutely. I would absolutely make that dive as well. So we're getting through, both these runners are making very nice time through this escape sequence.
But sadly, no mirror, no boots, or no hookshot to speed up this process, so it's still a slow walk up to the entrance.
A little bit, but where they're at right now, they're looking pretty good in terms of the normal NMG sort of times. Furaime is going to be hitting back to floor 1 at about 3:38, which is just a blazing time to be able to get through here. Save some time on ball and chain guard over NMG strats. Another bomb from Furaime. Nice.
And this quick time is attributed to finding these early bombs. They don't have to do any real additional farming. Still are lacking on the rupee department though.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get some rupees at this point in time for that bottle vendor, but it is a one location, and you can kind of presume you're going to get 100 rupees throughout everything that you have in Kakariko, just because of all the treasures that you open. Not guaranteed though, so we'll see what decisions these players end up making.
I do have to say, I've never seen a seed where the bottle merchant has not been checked in its natural route. You have the mandatory small key here to proceed through the escape sequence. They have already found the map, so there are 3 items in the back here locked behind the bomb.
Yep, 3 items locked behind the bomb, and also the sanctuary chest. Worth reminding folks that that sanctuary chest is technically part of the entire escape dungeon. So if for whatever reason you end up not finding the map through here, you can safely skip that particular treasure chest. Although it always confuses some runners, and I know some people just open it just for safety's sake in case they miscount it.
Another famous match last spring tournament, that shovel in that sanctuary chest being forgotten. Also, this mirror will not be forgotten.
Yep. They're so vain, they probably think this comment is about them. The mirror, it indicates vanity. No, okay. That joke might have been a stretch.
But there was a joke, huh? What? Oh yeah, it was very funny. Ha ha ha. Anyway, exiting escape here at sub 6 minutes. Just fantastic performance here. Still have the bombs. Will need to increase the root count. Ooh, Wulfy, where are you going?
Wulfy might be doing that low percent play right over to Eastern that you were talking about. I would absolutely support it. Looks like going to South Shore to start off with. I've seen a couple runners do this before they go to CAC, especially when they don't have a ton of rupees to start off with. I really like this play from Wulfy. He's got to do something to get some sort of an edge, and this is, something at least.
This is definitely an interesting play. The mirror will allow him to do this a little bit faster. Did, however, get to see this map check and found 2 pendants in the light world.
Furaime finding a glove upgrade in the Thieves' Hut. Wulfy did find a bottle as the first treasure, and another bottle. At the very least, Wulfy's going to be able to check to see what is on Sick Kid, so that's extra route consolidation that he can do once he gets to Kakariko. So unless Furaime ends up finding a bottle at some point in Kakariko Village, advantage Wulfy right at the moment.
Did Furaime just bomb himself in the forest? It looked really weird to me. I don't know what's up with that one.
Yeah, I didn't see it. So Wulfy goes ahead. He said, I do want that heart.
Well, both players here checking the 5 items locations, and we're just finding all the goodies here.
Lamp, sword, hammer. Oh my god.
Yeah, we have here on the commentator's booth Dark World Axis here with the glove Moon Pearl Hammer combination. So Aga, don't know what's on the Lumberjack, but doesn't seem very likely that's required destination.
Shoutouts to Reg doing all the tracking. That was kind of an interesting combination to do. Doing all the work behind the scenes. One of the best we got. Thank you so much, Reg.
It's making our job so much easier when we miscall items, or just miss them entirely. Okay, we have Master Sword. We have Aga 1 Axis and Darkwill Axis. What is this seed?
Well, we have Aga Axis, but this is one of those seeds where we don't need Aga because we have Dark World Axis and we have the hammer. Nothing is going to change here.
There is still the Lumberjack possibility, and Furaime doesn't actually have enough rupees for the bottle merchant.
Yeah, this is a really interesting sort of edge case where Furaime is going to go over here and farm up rupees in order to be able to get this bottle vendor the first time. Has the 100 rupees. Now, Wulfy, routed away initially, but will likely also have to do something similar because didn't really gain a whole lot of rupees there.
Well, Wulfy's route is going to work out a little bit better because he does have those bottles to check Sick Kid.
Absolutely. So Wulfy's route I like a little bit in that regard, and just a bunch of singles.
Furaime skipped the merchant? No, he's going back. No, he's buying
Oh,
bombs.
he's buying bombs. That's slightly more important to Furaime.
Wow, prioritizing those bombs over an item location this early on. I get the feeling Sora's gonna have something, and it's gonna be 20 rupees.
Well, we shall see what we shall see. I can completely understand because you need the bombs right now for that item location, at least based on what we've seen. It's the Cane of Samaria.
Oh, this seed has given so many items early on. I have no idea how they will proceed through with this. But something we can say for certain though, bombs and rupees is not what they are getting this seed.
No bombs, no rupees, and it looks like Wulfy is saying, nah, I got the mirror. I'm going right to Dark World, and I'm going to be mirroring back and forth so I can do Outcast and Kakariko at the same time.
I've never seen Kakariko be routed like this. I've seen Dark World access before Kakariko, but even then, I've never seen someone try this.
You know, part of me wonders how much time you lose with all the screen transitions there, but I love this from Wulfy. We knew he was going to have to make some plays, and Furaime says, yes, I'll take those 50 rupees.
Wow, the Swamp is the final pennant with 5/6 being Palace of Darkness and Thieves Town. That lovely pendant Swamp. It's all the rage these days.
You know what? I'm going to make a not so bold prediction right here. Something required is going to be in the Pendant Dungeons. Calling it right now.
Well, this is it's a Link to the Past randomizer. Anything can happen.
It's all right. It's not a bold prediction, but I'm still making the call.
And there's still been a good amount of seeds where there's been nothing in the Pendant Dungeons, and people still go into the Pendant Dungeons, especially if it's something like Thieves Town, Tower of Hera, Eastern Palace, because they're rather convenient to go into. And speaking of that, both Eastern and Tower of Hera are pendants in this seed. Wow, I just realized we have Tower of Hera access.
Yep, we absolutely have Tower of Hera access. In fact, we have access to all of East Death Mountain, at least right at the moment, which is slightly nutty.
There's so many places they can go this early. You have Darkworld access, Tower of Hera access, you can do Eastern in Logic, check Sahasrara along the way. You can go up to Tower of Hera, get the green pendant, then go to Sahasrara, delivering the green pendant, and go to Eastern if you want to try and go for a pedestal seed. How do you route this seed?
This is a seed that you don't route, it routes you.
We need to ask Moldorm on how to navigate this madness.
Yeah, I have no idea at this point in time. Wulfy is clearing out Village of Outcast right now. Furaime kind of doing the more traditional routing right now. Not surprised at all. I kind of expected Furaime to make the safe plays. Furaime is up one game in this, so Wulfy's the one that probably needs to be a little bit more aggressive in his gambles, and so far is doing it exactly how he needs to. And we have a sub 15-minute entrance into Thieves Town. What is this?
It's a full clear 1/2 of Pyramid Ferry Thieves Town play. Extremely early on because you have everything you need for it. He even has 8 hearts this early on.
Yeah, this is one of those seeds. I feel like I'm a 13-year-old girl and I can't even.
Oh, I can't even with you. It looks like Furaime is now also going to make a dip into the Dark World and going to start off here with Hype Cave. It's gonna be really hard for this Hype Cave to continue what this seed has already been given their players.
Absolutely. Also worth noting, so Furaime just doing the double check. Gotta double tap that. We'll see what Furaime ends up finding. It's worth noting our 5/6 crystals are Thieves Town, which Wulfy's in and can full clear, and Palace of Darkness, which logically we can full clear.
Yeah, so about that, how do you route the seed? You do also have Sora in logic. Oh, look, something of actual value potentially in Hype K with that Bombos.
Well, Bombo's a medallion for sure, and we know both Misery Mire and Turtle Rock are required. Haven't had a chance to check those yet, of course. Also, it might also be our access into Ice Palace as well, so if you're going to get one medallion early, I like that one.
I dislike that one because really don't want to go into ice with the Bombos instead of the Fire Rod. We do know the Fire Rod is required both for Skullwoods and Turtle Rock this seed, so it has to be somewhere.
Absolutely. Furaime going to be checking K45 over here and kind of this South Dark World route in the meantime. Wulfy is going to progress through Thieves Town right now. Another 300 rupee drop, and Furaime says, nah, I'm good without that one.
He's not putting Sora on any high priority right now.
No, absolutely not. And I think with as much world as there's opened up to you right now, you don't have to make Zora a high priority at the moment. Especially when, you know, Stumpy is going to give you his pocket change there.
Yeah, Dark World has all the rupees. They just took it from Kakariko.
That's it. That's what happened. Stumpy stole all the money in Kakariko, ran away, got trapped in the Dark World, and just hid his treasure there. Now we know what happened.
Yeah, he tried to get back to Blind, but didn't quite manage to get away. He didn't have the mitts. So, do you like to dig into dirt to try and find something?
No, I don't. At least not this dirt. This is not fun dirt to dig in. It has a lot of stuff. Furaime looks to be having a ton of fun, though.
That seems like a standard 100% speed run. You just have a great run and then that happens and you lose some time because of absolutely nothing. I do want to say something about this mirror. The mirror is technically not required to beat this seed because in terms of dungeon completions, you only need it for swamps. So this mirror may just be a curse in disguise for our players.
Well, it may be a curse, but it's also something that you have K45 that you have to check. You have Graveyard Ledge that's also a possibility, plus the routing advantage it has. It may not be necessarily required logically, but you've seen how Wulfy's already used it to his advantage, routing CAC and Outcast together. So, not required, but absolutely nice.
And what we'll be talking about for Furaime, Wulfy's just been breezing through this Thieves Town and haven't found anything really.
No, but I think the value in Thieves Town is going to be that 5/6 crystal. With both 5/6 dungeons available so early, it's screaming to me that's going to be Wulfy's route. He's going to head south immediately after that, route up, maybe won't even check the pyramid, but we'll go right over, clear out Palace of Darkness, and then come right over. And Blue Mail.
Yeah, it's at least something, but I definitely agree. You can do Eastern Pod back to back. You can open up the Pyramid Fairy, check the pyramid with that. Route up, do Catfish, mirror, check Sora. Would want to find the flippers before that. It's basically the best opportunity you have to check Catfish.
Well, and even as soon as you're done with Pod, I think you take a time out and go ahead and purchase the bomb. And do Pyramid Fairy right there. But yeah, and then continue on with that. And hook shot.
Yeah, about that mirror going into swamp play. You do still need the flippers for that. Flippers are required for the seed in Ice Palace, but you can always sequence break that, so not so sure they want to find the flippers right now.
No, I don't think they do. They're kind of in a similar situation where this seed has been super nice to them in terms of giving them the items that they need immediately in their progression chain to make things nice. We're not, we have early Cane of Samaria. I hope Wulfy's going to get Cane of Samaria, but we don't have Fire and Ice Rods to really start trolling us along. We don't have an early Titan Smiths, which opens up a lot of the Dark World that can really troll us along. The Flippers, the Flute, the things that open up the late game haven't really been found a whole lot yet, which is great because it's still funneling them into a certain direction at that point.
Yeah, this seed just brought them straight into the mid-game with all the Dark World access and the Death Mountain access. They have the entirety of Death Mountain to check as well, but these myths is truly what's blocking the later stages of the run.
Yeah, and I can imagine that they might even try avoiding going up to Death Mountain until they get the myths, so they can do all of East Death Mountain and Dark Death Mountain together, which would be amazing if they can go ahead and manage that.
On the other hand, there's still so many items up there, but they have crystal dungeons, they can full clear, and that tends to take the higher priority. So we're just gonna see a bit of a repeat here that players have already done this, just watching the Deja Vu experience. 21-minute race game, that's perfectly standard.
Oh my god, so Wulfy wasn't going to have enough money for the digging game, but because he mirrored over and did this, he now has money for the digging game.
It's not only the digging game, he likely will pick up the 300 rupees in K45 so he can afford to go into Palace of Darkness.
Oh my god, everything's coming up Wulfy.
Yeah, this is a really interesting route. You can study this route a lot, but it's just working out very well for him. Gonna have to wait through this long digging sequence before you can continue on with your run.
And Wulfy said, I don't need that garbage piece of heart. What are you talking about?
He's very healthy this early on, and also with the additional blue mail making him even more durable.
Yeah, both these runners, I think, are perfectly set in terms of being able to beat Ganon at this point in time. Blue mail, almost a full row of hearts. I think they're really set in terms of what they have. They're not going to go out of their way to pick anything up right now. And hey, Wulfy, there's your monkey money right there.
And a 22-minute light world map check. Unreal. Almost forgetting about old Stumpy there, who needs that additional 100 rupees. When you're doing this route at Wulfy's, you usually go and check the pyramid, but because of the super early access that they will have to Pyramid Ferry, they will skip out on that.
Yeah, I've got to think so. We'll see Wulfy go over here and check Hype Cave, which had Bombos and not much else.
Yeah, Bombos. Maybe there was 300 rupees in there, but don't really need that right now. I think it's also that there is really nothing on the pyramid that can help them. You have the mirror for the routing, you have everything that is required. I mean, boots, silvers, I mean, they're nice, but you don't need them to beat Palace of Darkness, and not really worthwhile double-dipping pyramid.
Alright, Furaime with, I think, the slightly cleaner blind fight rewarded with the blue mail. Or the gravity suit, I think. Is that the gravity suit? Yeah, it is.
Yep. But you still need the flippers to navigate the water.
And Wulfy is going to go ahead and check Pyramid. This is a little bit interesting, knowing what we know, but I don't know if he... has he even done a Dark World map check?
He must have. Maybe it's something like the Pendant Eastern Palace that is making him do this decision first. Oh, there's the other mail upgrade. It's not too bad.
I mean, it's nice. Not thrilling, but nice.
Yeah. Will he continue to go catfish? Catfish? Mirror into Sora, and then he's gonna save and quit back to the house, and then do Eastern Pod then.
I don't know if I like this particular routing. I mean, when you have everything to clear pod and it's the other 5/6 crystal, I really think the optimal route there would have been to dip over to pod before the pyramid and then go over so you can get the pyramid fairy, just because it's screaming at you right now.
Yeah, I am definitely in favor of doing Eastern Pod first and then do the pyramid into catfish play. Doing it in this other way, it rubs me a little bit the wrong way. It's not bad, but I think there's some optimization you can do here.
I think so too. But to be fair to Wulfy, and I think this is something that all of us have to keep in mind. I'm sitting back casually in my computer room, drinking a glass of what is this? Red Zinfandel, while watching do this. Wulfy's actually got to play this and think about this in real time. So, you don't normally have this particular item loadout in this situation. It can get real easy to get a little bit confused there. So I don't necessarily blame him for not thinking about it, but it's those little micro optimizations that you can do that's really going to separate you in the later stages of this bracket.
It's always harder to keep playing this game on the top level while also be able to route the seed perfectly. Furaime is very impressive bomb jump there. So we're just gonna get 20 rupees today from Sora. Will we get something useful? No, we're gonna get the Randomizer vanilla.
All right, so we're seeing Furaime come over here, likely going to be checking the Graveyard Ledge check at this point in time.
He skipped out on checking Bumper Cave. That feels a bit weird to me. I'm just gonna do that on the way back. We do it on the way back, you mirror and you check Lumberjack. And then you can go up to Death Mountain, which Wulfy is doing right now.
Maybe, yeah, that might be a pretty good play at that point in time. Well, and we know at this point in time that we have a ton of item locations that we can go ahead and get. Tower of Hera itself is a green pendant, so that's an extra item location you can go ahead and check if you so need to. Furaime ends up finding just a big 20 there in Graveyard Ledge, but you have Old Man, Spectacle Rock Cave, Spectacle Rock itself, the east side of Death Mountain, which is a full 8 items. So that's 11 plus 2 and the green pendant, so that's upwards to 14 items. And we're rewarded immediately with the Tempered Sword.
This goes back to something I mentioned earlier. You could do Tower of Hera before even checking Sahasrara in the first place. We don't know what Sahasrara has in store for us. You can go there and get the 4 items and then do Eastern Pod. So this is item location optimization route, not crystal optimization route.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, if you're trying to maximize your treasure chests per minute, and I think that's what Wulfy and Furaime are still doing right now, just optimizing those treasure chests per minute stat in order to get all the items. I think they're routing perfectly fine. So the earlier discussion about Pyramid Fairy and things like that, that appeals to people who follow the breadcrumbs and are trying to dig deeper into the later spheres of the progression. But it may not even necessarily be the case. So Furaime also picking up Tempered Sword.
And also, because of how many options they've had this early on, it's very difficult to decide where you're gonna go. What is the most optimal way to route this seed? And you likely have to study this for a long time to figure that one out, and they don't have the time. They have to go now. We did just get the map there on the first basement floor. It is actually, so we're still looking for 2 items here in Tower of Hera.
Absolutely. And one of those items, variable, could be locked in the basement. We're looking at... We do have a fire source in the lamp, so it's accessible if we so need it.
I still wonder why Bombos doesn't count as a fire source to light torches, because honestly it should. Also, that compass does confirm that a certain boss is going to give a small key for an item in the basement.
Does that? I thought the small key could absolutely be locked in.
Oh yeah, it can. My bad.
Yeah.
My bad. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was a change. I don't blame you. It was a change in the version 28 logic, I think, so just before version 29 came out, where keys that lock only one item location can absolutely be locked behind it. So in this case, yes, the key can be locked behind here.
I'm just trying to hype up our Lord and Savior Moldorm, the Moldorm. I always do have to ask this. How did Moldorm end up there? You know, it's kind of a weird platform, and someone just put it there and decided that you're gonna be here forever.
Well, first of all, we do have a small key, so we're going into the basement. Second of all, Furaime with an amazing bomb jump. I think Furaime has a little bit better technical execution. The third thing, you know, I'm sure he didn't start out that big. He started out small, but kept on eating other Moldorms, mini Moldorms, and just grew, and eventually just took over the top.
Wulfy is gonna skip the basement. He may come back and do this later, but that is an interesting decision. It's a long time for one item, but that could be a deciding factor.
Well, that's a little bit brassy, and we do see a mushroom up on the floating isle, so we'll see if we get there. I like the play from Wulfy. That's, again, when you're in Wulfy's position, you're down 1-0, and you gotta make some gambles from time to time to expect to be able to beat someone, especially someone as talented as Furaime. So it's a calculated risk, and I love it. It may not pay out, but I love it.
It also may depend on how early he's gonna get the Titansmiths to go back up here to check Dark Death Mountain and do this as well. Do the basement at that point. Perhaps also has the book to check Ether Tablet coming back up here and be able to finish off that route with a Spy Cave check.
So Furaime is going to go to Hera Basement, so we'll be giving us a sneak peek for that second item. It'll be really interesting, and Furaime nails the coffee break.
But we don't have no coffee break. We have a paradox here in this cave. It's just bumps and more heart pieces. And as we do bring our little awkward silence to an end, there's the book, so he may just...
And the flute! Oh
what
my god!
in the world? This cave did have the goodies, but do you go back up and do the basement now and check Ether Tablet immediately? No, you're just gonna save and quit and skip out on the heart piece.
Yeah, I think Wulfy, I mean, he's not going to go back. Once you make the commitment to skip something, I think you make the full commitment to skip it. And that flute is going to open exactly nothing right now because we don't have the mitts.
Well, the flute is still required because Mr. Meyer is a crystal. The thing is, they've checked all of these convenient flute locations like Ice Rod Cave, Death Mountain. We do know where the mushroom is, but we do need the mitts for that. And when you get the mitts, you're likely going to head to Mr. Meyer first.
Absolutely. I imagine once... okay, I can't imagine, but I would hope as soon as Wulfy unlocks the flute, he gets his little bunny tail over to the Eastern Palace pod area, in part because now that you have Tower of Hera, you can turn to the Green Pendant, you can do Sahasrala's Closet and the Eastern Pod combo, and then go over to the Pyramid Fairy. Please, Wulfy, don't make me spell it out for you any further.
I mean, he could go desert and hope it isn't boots locked. But we've been talking about this play for... well, most of this commentary actually, because of how the items have lined up, and we're finally gonna see it, and we will see it with the green pendant as well.
And, seeing Wulfy make the play now, I can see why he maybe made the Death Mountain play, knowing that he was going to go ahead and do Tower of Hera for that green pendant so he could get one more item in with this routing for maximum efficiency. So Wulfy playing 12-dimensional chess above what we're able to do right now. We're going to say he's doing that. I don't know if he meant to do it, but we're going to say that he's doing it.
For his sake, I do hope chess has been invented in Legend of Zelda. Well, Tower of Hera? No. Yes, no. Unless this is Pedestal.
Yeah, huge bust, but it's a bust that both runners ended up making. So net gain time from Wulfy for skipping that basement also ends up finding the Quake medallion in the back of Sahasrala's hut.
It's always good to find those medallions before you actually have the myth, so if you do have all three, then you know, okay, I don't have to go to Mire and Turtle Rock to figure out what I need, because I already have it.
Meanwhile, Furaime is going to go and do, looks like Spike Cave. I think this is a sequence break, because I'm pretty sure you need some sort of invincibility item, and no, not doing that, or is going to be doing, over here to the Ether Tablet. Okay, this is a check that Wulfy didn't make.
Yeah, I did mention that he could come back and do this together with the basement, but he decided not to. Furaime is just leaving no stones unturned here. He's not really being rewarded for them. He's sticking shovel in first chest Palace of Darkness? What?
Yeah, so we do have a bow-locked Palace of Darkness. Now, it doesn't penalize us because we've had the bow for quite a while, but we've seen two of our fetch quest items. Shovel and Mushroom is up on Hylia, the floating Hylia Island there.
Now, Furaime does have a red potion. He found at the pond. It was a bit wet, but the potions are unaffected by everything, so you can just drink it perfectly fine.
Yeah, it's not diluted at all. It's fine.
Yeah, it's safe, as far as we know. We're not professionals. Please do not consult us. Do consult the butter, though.
Butter sword. I mean, that's nice for Furaime, but I don't know if it's good for bosses, and it's good for a little bit in Ganon, but the difference between tempered and butter is minuscule compared to masters and tempered. So I don't know if Furaime is actually going to gain back as much time as he spent getting the butter sword there.
It's definitely not a make or break it item for Wulfy if he's not going to check that location.
Lord Pido, I get what you did there. I can't believe it's not progression. GG, I tip my hat to you.
Well, hats have been tipped as Furaime is going to activate his flute and Wulfy is going to place a bomb and drop down. Just me, or is this a Palace of Darkness that is lacking in keys?
Oh, we're getting ready to have a ton of keys here. The front front 6 treasure chests in Palace of Darkness will absolutely have at least 4 keys. So as soon as you get 2, you know the rest of them are keys, and you can usually end up skipping the vanilla big key treasure chest there. But Wulfy with everything right now, doing well. I'm pretty sure this is a key. Yep.
Where are you going, Furaime? Bumble's tablet?
Oh, low percent strats checking the Bombos tablet, checking both the tablets, then maybe following that book over to Desert, which without boots seems like an unnecessary gamble given everything else that's open. But what do I know? These runners have made it a whole heck of a lot farther than I have in the tournament.
This is definitely following the logic, the items that he's been giving. Wulfy has found all the map and the compass already here in Palace of Darkness, so Helmut or King has something. Just big hearts on the tablets today.
Right. Also checking Agina's cave or Agina.
Pronunciations may vary depending on person saying it.
Oh, wow.
Well, that opens up a lot of item locations. Oh dear. So ice, you can fake flipper into ice, you can check the Mire area, you can potentially go into Turtle Rock. But you do need those rods.
Yeah, I think I'd be nervous about going up Turtle Rock without either rod right now, although Dark Death Mountain does have 6 items in and of itself. 7 if you include Spike Cave that Wulfy has not checked. But after this, after Pod, I guess you might check Eastern, because it is absolutely, I mean, there's 3 items in there, although you be ready to skip out. Then I'm thinking, I mean, you do the Pyramid Fairy. If you don't have any rods then, I think you do Misery Mire at this point in time.
Yeah, you can do Desert Mystery Mire back to back, and they are both crystals. Assuming you do not need the boots for Desert, we will know very soon, because that's where Furaime is going right now.
Yes. Or I'm going the vanilla and the slow way. You know, most people like to go in the back door anymore, which, you know, everyone has their preferences.
Boots locked. Oh dear. So we're looking for the boots as well for this seed. So we can add that item to list of required. So we're looking for boots. We're looking for both rods. Potentially ether. And I mean, the flippers, yeah, according to logic, but to be honest, if you can get all the other items, you just fake flipper into ice.
You know, I don't know if I would like the fake flipper into ice play at the present moment. I mean, flippers are nice, but I mean, I don't know. I just think there's other optimal plays we can make. For example, Misery Mire at that point in time, before we have to do that sequence break. That's just me thinking out loud.
Yeah, definitely. I'm pretty certain I did say that it's for the go mode situation. If you found everything else that you need, just disregard the flipper.
Oh, yeah.
Just fake flipper into ice at that point. Just wherever the flippers may be, just you don't care about them.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I mean,
I'm on the same page as you. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
I mean, they can still fake flipper into the Waterfall of Wishing, and neither player has done that yet. So we still don't know what's in those 2 spots, if there is something important there that you need. Palace of Darkness is definitely the play to get those myths. Do you make the decision to go into Eastern? We will see once Wulfy is done with this big Helmasaur.
All right, Helmasaur King is down right at the same time that Furaime is starting.
Apart from those myths, wasn't anything here, but obviously myths are massive.
No, I'm right there with you. So we'll see what Wulfy ends up deciding to do. That is the other 5/6 crystal other than Thieves Town. It is the second crystal, so Wulfy in a little bit of a straight line lead at the moment, if this ends up being linear from this point on. And does look like he's going to mirror and go right into Eastern Palace. Now, if he completes it, that'll be another story.
Yeah, this is interesting. If you find the 3 items early, do you just skip out on Armos? Presume that this is not a pedestal seed.
Oh, absolutely.
To see how he's going to decide on this.
Absolutely. Pedestal, you know, it's still live given the items that we have, but I absolutely think you've got to make that gamble. If Wulfy is willing to gamble, there's not one item in the basement of Tower of Hera. I gotta think he's going to be willing to make that is not on the pedestal.
And the thing is, the pedestal isn't even in logic until they find the flippers. So, I mean, if you find the flippers in Eastern, do you kill the boss and then go into Swamp? No, you don't.
No, you avoid Swamp like the plague right now.
We will also have to wait and see what's at that shovel spot. That's a very nice location for the big key in Eastern. Fraime's just going to continue this Palace of Darkness clear. We'll get this myths in due time. I'd say did forget earlier when I talked about Wulfy. It was the shovel as well. He sits that early on, first chest. You forget about things.
Absolutely. Wulfy going through there.
no.
Oh no.
I did it again.
Oops, you did it again. You played with chat's heart. Now, swamp is a thing. Oh, baby, baby.
Oh dear, no. Oops, what have I done? Well, I put the pedestal in logic. Well, Okay, hear me out. This is the crazy route. You do shovel spot into swamp, into Bumble's tablet, into desert.
No, you don't do that.
That's what I said. It was the crazy route. Bombos for Meyer. Do you do ice?
Ice is completely in logic right now. Ice is looking darned attractive.
Wulfy's gonna be locked out of the desert here. He does have Meyer in logic. This siege just took a wild turn with those flippers. We can get into Meyer. We can full clear Meyer. We can maybe go into Turtle Rock with no rods. Hoping for Fire Rod in Turtle Rock.
No. Oh, boots! Hey! What?
Okay, desert is now in logic. Okay,
yeah,
that was interesting.
Desert. Okay, that's awesome.
And also, you do have Bone Crocs and Kingstone with that as well. Okay, so there's still one more item here in desert. Obviously, Wulfy is coming straight back in. He's going to clear this.
Oh, absolutely. And I think at this point, yeah, go ahead and get the big treasure chest.
May go ahead and kill Molas if there is no item in this big chest, and just gambling that there isn't one on the east side.
Yeah, I think you go ahead and do, because if you need to, you go ahead and leave. If you get it something, you save time. If not, oh no, he's going right over to the east side. He's saying something's over there.
He does always have the opportunity to just mirror back to the back door, but let's be frank, main door entrance. They could just find the map and the compass here. There's one.
So if you're just tuning in, let me give you a quick breakdown of the map and compass.
I did it again!
Stop it. I don't want to sing Britney again. Chat's going to kill me. So, breaking it down, if you're just now tuning in, Wulfy has had kind of the superior routing. He made an early gamble to skip Kakariko and did South Shore route, which allowed him to later on do the entirety of Kakariko Village and Village of Outcasts together. So he's able to route a few things together. Furaime, though, has had kind of superior execution and has been slowly whittling away at that lead as this game has been going on. It's not been entirely straight line linear after that, but it's been pretty close. So we'll see what ends up happening here with Wulfy and Furaime as we get to the second half of this run.
Well, maybe Furaime is gonna do the Pyramid Ferry that we also talked about for like 30 minutes or so.
Have we still not checked Pyramid Ferry?
No! I'm pretty certain Wulfy hasn't been there. I mean, I could be wrong. The players have done such wild routes all over the place, but... Is the mushroom hiding something? Do you go all the way up to Death Mountain, you get the mushroom, and you get something from that? They will have the mushroom and the cane, so by sequence break, you actually get 2 items. And Frank's gonna skip Eastern, that means no flippers.
Alright, so Furaime, I think, is making what I would have called the logical play a long time ago. Checking Pyramid Fairy.
Yep, it's finally time for Wulfy to go into Mire.
Alright, which one is better? I mean, we have been... Oh, Furaime is doing the glitch that you can, if you have a couple screen transitions, you can go ahead and get the bomb back. Yep.
Yeah,
Now you can do that if you have the boots on this other screen transition as well. But no boots for Furaime, at least as of yet.
Yeah, we do know that they're in Mire Shed, and I mean, he's gonna go there at some point. It's just a matter of when. After this, or... He's not done Catfish, right?
No, I do not believe Furaime has done Catfish.
Well, then he's gonna do Catfish. Will he grab the red mail? No.
Furaime says, nah, I'm saving the frames. Not gonna do it.
He's got 13 hearts and blue mail, so he's pretty safe. Hey, you got another shield. Now you're maybe slightly, maybe not more safe. Does it matter, really? Not really.
Not really. Not for runners of this particular caliber. So, GG Wulfy ignoring me the entire time.
And Mire is the perfect go mode Mire. Big key in second chest.
If only we were doing go mode Mire. Ah.
I mean, there was also the perfect go mode Thieves Town with the big key in first chest, but have you ever seen Thieves Town be go moded?
No, I don't think I've ever seen Thieves Town be go moded because it's such an early dungeon for most runners.
Yeah, I've also never seen it be go moded. Well, Piece of Art is the first item here in Mire.
Alright, so Furaime is going to be checking Dark Death Mountain up here, so we're going to get a quick check at Super Bunny Cave, and then see exactly what we have in Hookshot Cave. I got to imagine he's going to pick up the mushroom as well.
The Super Bunny Cave was junk.
Super Bunny Cave is always junk. I didn't say that out loud. I'm sorry.
It's always junk except when it isn't. And as we all know, if it is or it isn't, it's always a 50-50 chance. Oh.
So, question in chat I want to address. If you have mirror, why not just vanish the blocks? Because you don't want to pause and menu. Every second counts.
We are looking for ether for Turtle Rock.
Oh, man. And there's Mirror Shield, so even without any invincibility items, that does mean that Laser Bridge is in logic.
Yeah, but we do need to find that ether. There's the other cane. Don't really care about that.
Hey. That blue cane and I have been through some rough times together. Respect, Burna.
Spy Cave is in logic.
That we've already done, yes.
Because you sequence break by using a red potion. We can add ether to the list together with the double rods. Where are these rods? Please don't tell me they're both in Swamp. Oh, Mire's a bust. That's 20 rupees. So nothing in Mire.
So Furaime is not doing a save and quit before turning in the mushroom. That means if this is nothing, Furaime will not be able to do the fake powder glitch at this point in time. So risky move here by Furaime, I think. But it's what? I mean, sure. You had your chance. I'm gonna do mine.
I mean, that's actually a pretty good item to find because we haven't seen the smiths yet. There's still some items you can do there in Kakariko Village of Outcasts with the smiths, the peg cave, and the chest. Low priority, but yeah, sure. Why not?
Yo, dog, I heard you like fetch quests. So I put a fetch quest in your fetch quest. Ugh.
I know that feel. I know that feel. Well, at some point we will figure out if the mushroom is required or not. Fraime's not gonna go into Mire, likely gonna mirror and then go into Desert after that now that he's got the boots. Where will Wulfy go after killing Small Eyes? We will know soon.
Wulfy using NMG strats, at least for the
Two
first
hearts.
part. Yeah.
And there's damage boosting, and then there's damage boosting.
Then there's, oh crap, even if I have red mail, I'm not invincible.
Yeah, because weird liquid on the ground is apparently very, very dangerous. And Wulfy still has Pyramid Fairy to do. I don't think he's made the early dip into Skullwoods yet either, so there's still items there, but can't go and clear the boss. We have full clear Swamp, obviously, but since he skipped out on full clearing Eastern to not get the pendant, I don't think that's a play he's gonna make. You could just see Smiths then. Of course, Death Mountain, you can still do that. Still has options. Do you do Tower of Hera Basement when you finish that off? Do you find bombs in Checkerboard Cave? Yes, you do. Do you just decide to gamble Vitreous if you're Furaime? Yes, you do. Oh, we're hitting the 1 hour mark, and 4 crystals for Wulfy and only 2 for Furaime. He's gonna have his third soon enough. So we're currently looking for both rods. We're looking for the Ether Medallion. 3 items still remaining. Well, Wulfy's gonna make the play into Ice, or is he gonna start off by just checking the island or do Hobo? No, he's gonna go into Ice.
You know, I like the ice play. I really think it's the play you have to make at this point in time. Even if you don't necessarily have half magic, even if it's just bombos, it's the logical play at this point.
Sadly, if you do use the bombos a frame or two too early, it does not kill the enemy. This does follow the simple logic of it's a crystal dungeon that I can full clear. Yeah, sure. I don't really like to do ice, but you will do it over Pendant Swamp.
You know, it's worth noting that even though Wulfy has a flipper's advantage, quote unquote, over Furaime, because those flippers were in Eastern Palace, they've not led to anything, and it's entirely possible they were entirely skippable. So right now, the only advantage that Wulfy has, other than kind of the straight line advantage right now, would be if something is in that Swamp Palace. And if I were Wulfy, I mean, knowing what we know, it would make sense if he wanted to go ahead and dive Swamp Palace for some sort of advantage.
But he did skip out on the pendant in Eastern. And would you not want to clear Swamp with an additional pendant for the pedestal? You know, Here's what I'm thinking. I think Wulfy wants to find the fire rod. He wants to clear Skull Woods, use the mirror, use the book to check the pedestal after that.
Yeah, I get the feeling that's probably true.
And even though Wulfy still has Dark Death Mountain that he can do, and has some fringe locations that he skipped out on, like the Tower of Hera basement, which was nothing, and Ether Tablet, which was nothing, and Spy Cave, which was... What was Spy Cave again?
Spike Cave was the Butter Sword.
Oh yeah, I guess that sort of qualifies into nothing? Almost nothing? Somewhat relevant in some situations, something?
Yeah, it's a nice, cholesterol-inducing weaponry. But other than that, nothing.
Wulfy is a bunny, I'm not so sure that's a part of his diet. Furaime got the second item in Mire, so he's out, likely going into a desert with this, since he did find those boots. Vanilla Big Key and Ice, yeah, we're doing this.
Yeah, not surprising. And Wulfy still not finding anything here at Ice Palace. Slightly disappointing, I say. And this is something, isn't it? Okay, now speak. I've had enough commentators' curses at this point in time. I just assumed as soon as I said it, it'd be something.
Hey, 20 rupees, really valuable, It's 4 times as much as 5 rupees.
All right, so Furaime going back to do Landmo. Wulfy is going to take kind of the shortest way to the iced tea room over here.
I did get the early key, so... Oh!
Okay, so that's required.
Yeah, Wulfy does not know that that is needed for Turtle Rock, but he has all medallions now, so it doesn't matter. But you don't have any rods. Did you make that dip into Turtle Rock with no rods?
We'll put it this way: if I were in Wulfy's position, where I had to go up to Dark Death Mountain anyway, I might be so inclined to dip it and check it out to see if it's fire rod locked. If I'm Furaime, where I've already been up to Dark Death Mountain, I don't make an extra trip up there. So in Wulfy's case, I can see him going and making that dip.
There's some really scary things that can happen in this sea now. We have Full Clear Swamp being available, Turtle Rock, no rods. These are some really tough plays that you have to make.
Yeah, and this is, we're writing right at the hour mark here, and these are, just tough decisions to make at this point in time, which is often the case of what happens when we have, so much that we got early game that we allowed such route divergence from these two. Hard decisions must be made.
Wulfy, I don't know what that stutter stepping was, but it did not get Cold Stare into our corner.
Nobody puts Cold Stare in a corner. I lie. Literally everyone puts Cold Stare in a corner.
Everyone wants to put Cold Stare in the corner.
Cold Stare is not baby.
No, Cold Stare is 3, baby.
I wonder how many other people get that reference. Just the cape on Cold Stare and another crystal.
Have we seen Bumper Cave?
We have. It was Garbo.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Also, the king was buried with 20 rupees. Apparently, not very beloved. Wulfy, you gonna do Hobo now into Waterfall of Wishing? Or you just skip Hobo? Apparently we are skipping Hobo today.
Hobo skip. He smells, he's a rabbit. He has a heightened sense of smell. You don't want to be around that. I get it.
No, I don't get it. I do get half magic, though.
I mean, that would have been nice, about a dungeon ago.
Sequence break for that. Oh, we're finally gonna see Lumberjack. Is there something on the Lumberjack?
Please. Wait, what was that?
20 rupees.
Okay.
Yeah, the seed is not going there. Don't you love the post 1 hour AGA 1?
That would be hilarious and cruel, and I would approve.
100%.
So Furaime fake flippering over here to Ice Palace. I mean, logical sense at this point in time. Wulfy does check Hobo for big 20.
I mean, at this point, what do you have? What are we missing here? With Swamp, Turtle Rock, and the Smith Chain? And the items that are surrounding that?
Yeah, I think you do the Jeremiah loop right now. While on your way up there, and I hope Wulfy does this, go ahead and check to see what's on the pedestal, because if it's something like Fire Rod, you would like to know it sooner rather than later, so you can start go-moding stuff if you find everything else. And let's face it, we're getting down to the point where pedestal is becoming an increasingly likely possibility, as much as I hate to say it.
We are still looking for those 2 rods. And Wulfy out here with the mirror, he's also going to do the Lumberjack check with this. And will we see this pedestal check with this? Are we just back into the Dark World?
Likely, I can see. Dodging those murder dactyls.
Wulfy has not done these bonk spots. Furaime just did them before going into ice. We know it's nothing here. I mean, we still do have the dip into Turtle Rock. We still have this swamp, and even if it's not pedestal, there's still 6 items in swamp. In regards to what we're missing right now, swamp is the most lucrative location to go to, but it's Pendant Swamp.
Yeah, Pendant Swamp is something that literally no one wants to do. More importantly, Furaime incapable of doing right now with the flippers. So if it is Pendant Swamp, if we do need to go there, that's advantage Wulfy right at the moment.
Yeah, because Furaime does have to go into Eastern to grab those flippers. Wulfy still does have Dark Death Mountain left to check, but we know that there is nothing there. He can go into Turtle Rock guaranteed, but Rodless Turtle Rock. Yeah, that sounds real fun.
Yeah, but it could be a thing. Absolutely could be a thing.
We've had seeds this tournament where the Fire Rod was in Turtle Rock.
Yeah, the Randomizer is not a loving god. It does not care for your emotions or your feelings. It will do what it does.
The Randomizer is incapable of giving anything. It just provides seeds.
It takes and it takes and it takes.
We'll
So,
see the
Wulfy's
Smiths
doing...
into chest.
Yeah, Wulfy going ahead, grabbing Jeremiah. Arjevich, do you know why this is called, he's called Jeremiah?
I was actually just gonna ask that, because to me that name makes no sense.
It's because Jeremiah was a bullfrog, was a good friend of mine.
I'm sorry, but I did not understand that reference.
Okay, so there is an American classic rock band called Three Dog Night, who wrote a song called Joy to the World. And its opening lyrics is, Jeremiah was a bullfrog, was a good friend of mine. I didn't understand a word he said, but I sure did drink his wine.
You sure it wasn't more like Jeremiah was a bullfrog? E-I-E-I-O.
I'm absolutely sure about that, yes.
Okay, just checking. Also, I'm not so sure that was information I needed in my life, but I guess, thank you. Also, Wulfy is draining magic. Wait, he doesn't have mushroom. Whoa, what's going on here? Wait, Wulfy doesn't have mushroom, right?
Wulfy does not have mushroom. I don't know what you're doing, Wulfy. And the realization sets in.
Well, this is when you know that the seed has really gotten into your head.
Maybe a little bit, yeah. This is, I mean, mistakes are made when, you know, when you're going and everything feeling good. Fewer mistakes happen. Wulfy might be overthinking things or forgetting things.
Yeah, sadly it can happen even to the best of us. Furaime is gonna keep up these fake flippers. He's gonna get half magic from this and that's it. Wait, Wulfy hasn't... Oh yeah, he's... Oh, the shovel! We've not seen the shovel yet!
Oh, we haven't seen the shovel! Do I get to sing again?
Is this the big major item? The item that will provide Wulfy with the...
No.
Just another red potion.
Wah, 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 wah.
Yeah, back to the purple chest. So, has Wulfy checked Bombo's tablet? Because then he's gonna do that with this. But will he go into Swamp?
Man, you're really hoping for this swamp, aren't you?
I love Pendant Swamp. I love it. So I also love silver arrows, you know? And silver and butter. Quite delicious.
We are going to see Wulfy go ahead and check Bombo's tablet while he's over here. We saw Furaime make an early check over here. And what's Furaime doing now?
Are we gonna... He can't go into Swamp, so
Can't.
he doesn't have the flippers. So, Huh?
Where are you going, Furaime? Is Furaime confused too? No, okay.
Shovel into Smith.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Oh, we're gonna see Swamp! This is the play that could win you or lose you the game. Pendant Swamp, 6 items.
Furaime followed that bottle for a second. It's like, yes, yes. Oh, wait, no. It's red. It's red. Not the right shape.
Yeah. This has to be one of the longest seeds to wait for any rod.
I thought that's what Tinder was for. Heyo!
I didn't understand that joke either, but I'm fine.
It's okay. It's an American thing.
Oh yeah, American things. Yeah, thanks. The things I need in my life, what I need is a map. Okay. So Furaime is gonna do this chain. He's gonna get the silvers. But he does have the powder. And while Wulfy tried to fake powder without the necessary items to fake powder, we will actually get to see what you get from powder. At this point, we are just looking for these rods. We found the silvers from the chest. We found the flippers in Eastern Palace. We know where everything else of importance is, unless you care about the bug net. I don't really care about the bug net. I know some people do.
Yeah. So, okay, here's our actual magic bat check. And it is Furaime gets $50. And that windup really wasn't worth it.
And you have some rupees here for Wulfy, and he is gonna go deep. And despite this, we do know that there is one item guaranteed on the left side. Also, that feels like the laziest usage of the duck I've ever seen from Furaime.
That was a really short flight.
I mean, you can get stuck by a dead rock, but, you know, you're stuck by a dead rock. And then you flies back.
I mean, what? What a... Furaime.
There's the big key and arrow capacity upgrade, so 4 items remain in Swamp. Furaime still can't make this Swamp play, still need those flippers. 3 bombs, we're slowly but surely getting down there. And I think Furaime is making the Eastern play here. No, he's going Catfish.
Catfish into Eastern?
He's gonna Catfish into Mirror into Flute again, and we will see where he flutes. We've been looking for an item for so long right now. When was the last time we actually saw a progression item?
I think the Ether Medallion and Ice Palace, which we haven't been able to use, but since then it was the Mitts in Palace of Darkness a long time ago. All right, Wulfy, what's on Argus? It is just a little bit of love.
Well, 2 items left in Swamp. And of course, the compass, if you care about that. Oh yeah, the boots were in Mire Shed, but yeah, the boots were required for Desert. Furaime really doesn't want to do this Eastern trip. And no player wants to go into Turtle Rock.
I mean, can you honestly say anyone wants to do Turtle Rock? Really?
Maybe. You just want to find the Fire Rod, get Skull Woods out, and then just go Turtle Rock, so it's your final Crystal Dungeon before going into Ganon's Tower. Okay, there's only 1 item left in Swamp.
I feel like Wulfy's doing the Cupid Shuffle right now. Left side! 2 hops now! Okay, that might... Never mind, that's obscure. I will fully retract that one.
I can make obscure references as well. See, that was a very obscure reference I just did.
Yes, it was.
Well, Furaime is going into Eastern. He will get the flippers from this. Where will he go after that? Swamp or finally Turtle Rock? No, he's gonna go Swamp after this, because if you're not doing Turtle Rock now and you just find an item that does not lead you into Turtle Rock, why would you do Turtle Rock after this?
I don't know. All right, so Wulfy getting to the meat of the left side. Furaime finally doing Eastern. I think it's worth mentioning that both runners probably feel behind at this point in time.
Oh yeah, Absolutely, because of the place that you have to make, as Wulfy will open this final chest in swap. Damn it.
Wah, 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 wah.
It's fine, we still have the pedestal, potentially, but thus far these pendant onions have been pretty...
I mean, I guess technically Eastern is required because of the flippers to get to ice.
But if the pedestal is not required, you don't really need it. He's gonna do the pyramid fairy.
Now you do Pyramid Fairy, Wulfy.
An hour after we mentioned it.
Seriously, an hour ago you could have done this, Wulfy. An hour. I hope you're watching the restream and feel a little bit shamed. Not that it's going to lead to anything, because
now,
we know.
You watch the VOD later. And Furaime is also skipping Armos.
I think, yeah,
pedestal.
checking ped now. We're gonna get our ped check, folks.
I mean, if there is nothing here on the pedestal, Turtle Rock, I'm pretty certain it's the only place we have left. I think we've checked everything else.
Yeah, I believe we have as well.
Do you want to do the honors?
All right, everyone, get your guesses in chat. Here we go, and it is no increased arrow storage.
We are going into Turtle Rock. Do we have both rods in Turtle Rock? And Wulfy's making the play?
Wulfy's making the play. Furaime is going to Swamp Palace.
Oh dear. You can't blame Furaime for still making this play. It's 6 items. You could be locked out of Turtle Rock if the first chest has nothing.
So I do have a song for this particular occasion.
Excuse me, I'm just gonna turn down the volume a little bit.
That's fine.
Oh,
Okay.
oh no, the volume button, it's not working. Oh no! Oh no!
Okay, that's fine. Pet is not the play. Overworld is not the play. Zora makes you pay. Go to Turtle Rock. It's a reference to Fraggle Rock, which is late 80s, early 90s American Muppets show made by Jim Henson. And I feel like I'm explaining every one of these.
I mean, oh dear, what are you hiding from me in all those interesting songs? And that's a reference to a 20-year-old Swedish song. I don't think anyone's gonna get it. There's the obscure reference, everyone. There, I gave it to you.
All right, so Wulfy's picking up his mushroom, and I really hope Wulfy doesn't follow that mushroom, because that would be bad news at this point in time.
Yeah, someone in chat got the reference. Congratulations, Arfi. Well done.
I appreciate you guys. No, he's going to do Ether Tablet, which he hasn't done yet, which is fair.
Yeah, will he do Hera Basement as well while he's up here?
I hope not. I liked that gamble, and it would taint the gamble if you dove it now. If he's gonna do it, oh, Wulfy, no, Wulfy, don't do it.
Yeah, this seed is interesting. We're just waiting for someone to go into Turtle Rock right now. So, how are you feeling?
I am feeling slightly disappointed that I'm now officially out of songs to sing. I cannot. There's no more songs that I could possibly reference in this match.
I'm certain you can find something. seed is not over yet.
I appreciate you trying to cheer me up, but alas, I think it's over.
Alas, poor Vitasia.
All right.
Yeah, we're just waiting. We're sitting here in the commentator's room. It's just pretty dark outside. That's another obscure reference to a song. Let's see if anyone got that.
I'll admit I didn't. Yeah.
It's an English song, actually. Oh, Furaime here with the dash strats.
Oh, I love me some poke strats.
Again.
I tell you what, yesterday before the match, I was watching Furaime do poke strats with the Master Sword, which was just amazing to watch.
Oh, Wulfy, please go back. Please go back to Mountain Cave. Please don't take out the flute. Don't take out the flute.
He's taking out the flute. No, he's not. Okay, I reverse cursed it. My singing forced him to go away. He's following the mushroom logic.
Yeah, mushroom into powder, into nothing. Furaime is going left side.
You got to admit, though, double rod turtle rock would be too much for most runners.
Yeah, definitely. It's just that we know there is no other possibility unless how many items have we seen in Scald Woods? Did we find both items there? Because you could find the fire rod in Turtle Rock for the ice rod in Scald Woods.
That's a good question. I'm going to defer over to our expert tracker, Reg.
I heard Reg is in fact an expert tracker.
We saw both items in Skullwoods too. Okay, so nothing in Skullwoods.
Well, double rod turtle rock it is. So which rod will we find first? You could find the ice rod before the fire rod.
I think you could just... Oh, here's this for... I mean, for maximum troll, there's not a whole lot of trolls available. You end up finding the fire rod first, but it's on laser bridge, but ice rod is fire rod locked in the front half.
I like that. I like it a lot.
You play enough Plando, and you get creative with how people can possibly troll you.
Well, you want me to talk about the last lead I commentated between Someone and Spooty Biscuit, Game 1? It's an interesting story, and we have some downtime right now while we're waiting for Turtle Rock.
Yeah, go for it. I mean, I've used up enough time in this particular commentary. Please, give us a story.
Okay, so this is story time with Marjevich. Once upon a time... Okay, I will use a normal voice. So we've checked every single possible item location. The only thing that's left is Pendant Swamp Palace and Crystal Turtle Rock. Now, there's 4 possible items that you can find inside of Turtle Rock, since it's the only play. You can find the Ice Rod for Go Mode. You can find the mirror and basically open up everything, including the pedestal. You can find the shovel for 1 item location. You can find the boots for 2 item location. You start off by checking the early item locations, of course, and locked behind the 4 torches, you find the boots. Obviously, this is rather exciting, because no worries about shenanigans in Ganon's Tower. That does open up 2 item locations. But then you continue throughout Turtle Rock, you open the big chest, and you get the mirror, and suddenly everything is in logic. You have Pendant Swamp Palace in logic, you have the pedestal in logic, and then Ice Rod is in Mimic Cave.
Wow.
The end.
Okay, so I lied. I do have another song.
The volume button is still not working. No, no, no! Okay, you have to get this song now before Furaime is gonna enter
Alright,
Total
got it.
Rock.
Okay.
Solve this hammer puzzle perfectly.
Perfect. Okay. Got a sword now. Medallions, gloves of gold. And the hammer. Just now got the bow. And the cane now. One place left to go. Turtle Rock. All Turtle Rock. Yeah, that's all I got of that one.
You
so
needed
far.
a really long yeah at the end there, or tonight. One of them works. Otherwise, it's pretty good. Also, it's time for us to make the Turtle Rock guessing game. Which rod will we find first, the fire rod or the ice rod? Make your guess right now. Never mind. Well, if you're leaving with the fire rod, I guess there is still one item left in Skullwoods.
I don't know. I trust Reg did his counting.
Or you just want to do this and then just go back up to Turtle Rock because you still have to go back up to Turtle Rock anyway. Because if you do Turtle Rock first, you're gonna do Skullwoods then and then climb back up the mountain.
Yeah, I mean, if you have to do, you're gonna have to climb back up the mountain no matter what because you have to do this. So that's fine.
Yeah, well, it's time for some fun with Mafiola, while Wulfy is gonna get his fire rod soon. And both our players, they've tried their hardest to avoid this Turtle Rock, which ever since they got access to it, and that was a long time ago, it's been the way to go.
Well, and you can't blame them if you don't have either rod and you don't have a good point to do it. Now, Wulfy, I think, had the better opportunity to do it because he had not yet done Dark Death Mountain, but then opted to leave even though he had access. So, Furaime, I can definitely understand. Wulfy was right there.
Yeah, absolutely. So both players opted for this Pendant Swamp, which gave nothing. Sad state of affairs. There's still the question of which chest will have the ice rod. And just how annoying will Mafiola be today?
With this loadout, not very.
The spikes were really behaving today. Also, there was another item in Skull Woods, but it was not the ice rod, so the ice rod is still in Turtle Rock or Mimic Cave.
Yeah, it's somewhere up here. So that's our 6th crystal, Fire Rod. Wulfy's gonna continue on.
Yeah, this matters very little. I don't really think there is any difference, and may just be personal preference. I mean, not really, because we do know that there's an item remaining in Skullwoods, so going Skullwoods first is in that regard better, because the ice sword could have been in Skullwoods. Well, anyway, there are the small keys. Wolf is gonna mirror. He could leave now. Nope. Well, it's not going to matter.
Nope. All right, so Wulfy is on his way into the back end of Turtle Rock. Got to get past some of these chain chomps first, though.
It's got a lot of hearts and red mail. They still do hit quite hard.
Worth noting, I suppose, Furaime didn't actually pick up that red mail. Wulfy did.
Yeah. He did skip that one out on the pyramid. Well, it's gonna be a very straightforward Turtle Rock here. We're waiting for the Ice Rod at this point.
And Ice Rod is horrible to wait on, but given we're kind of out of options at this point in time.
Yeah, it's that thing. The Ice Rod can be anywhere, but we know it's here. It's just a matter of which here is the Ice Rod. There it is.
Exactly right there.
Yeah, that's go mode.
This feels like an underwhelming go mode compared to some.
Yeah, it's quite anticlimactic. Just because we've known for so long that the rods are here, we've just been waiting for it.
Not only were the both rods in Turtle Rock, they were in the front half of Turtle Rock. We didn't even have to go all the way to Laser Bridge. I feel kind of cheated, I'm not gonna lie.
We're not even gonna see Mimic Cave. There is literally nothing of value that can be there. Blah 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 bugnet blah blah blah.
So, do you think both these runners have to feel behind, or once you get that both rods are in Turtle Rock, you can logically say, there's no way my opponent did this early, and feel a little bit better about yourself?
Well, I think because of the way that these races are, you feel you are behind for about 99% of the time, and I feel like this is one of these 99% of the time. Because unless you're making some amazing playing that gives you an item in some really obscure location, you will think that you are behind because, oh, I didn't execute that fight perfectly, oh, I took an unnecessary death, oh, Hobo just gave me 5 rupees. Then you think you're behind. The fake flipper didn't work, I didn't have bombs for Kakariko, I didn't have bombs for Escape. And all of these things, oh, I'm behind, and then you realize that later on that, oh, my opponent died twice in Escape and I'm ahead by 5 minutes. I'm still checking Laser Bridge here for the key. There's the key.
And Wulfy is off to the races. Does have to go back down and not fall.
He does have potions, so it's fine.
Also has powder, which is an amazing survivability item.
Yeah, our players are not going to die at all. Furaime, even though he has 2 less hard containers and doesn't have the red mail, he's still not going to die.
17
he's
hard.
Missing a bottle. Did get to see that menu there from Wulfy as he switched to the Ice Rod that we are missing the compass, so it's a 50-50 that Tranix is going to have an item here.
Wulfy doing backdoor strats for Trinex. Doesn't quite get the 0 cycle.
But it's still a fantastic Trinex fight. Assuming he's gonna get this, and he will. So there's an item on Laser Bridge, and it will remain there.
All right, so Wulfy's got to go down and complete Skull Woods. Meanwhile, Furaime is getting close to Trinex. Chat, get yourself warmed up. I'm going to do... this is going to be real quick as soon as Furaime picks up the crystal. So, warm up your guesses. And that's a 0 cycle, I think. Yeah, 0 cycle Trinex. Very well done.
Ready your guesses in chat, but don't enter it right now.
Ooh, that was textbook Trinex right there by Furaime.
And that's his 7th and final crystal, and I think we do know what that means, don't we?
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, in chat, it's already started. Get your guesses in chat. There are 22 treasure chests in Ganon's Tower that can possibly contain the Ganon's Tower big key. Go ahead and guess 1 through 22 in chat. If you are a subscriber to any of the Speed Gaming network of channels or have donated at least 250 bits, you will be entered into our leaderboard if you are the first person to guess the number 1 through 22. Get your guesses in. Marjovic, my good friend, sir, and I hope I'm pronouncing it right. I've made an active effort to try to get it right.
Good. It was good.
Ooh, okay. What's going to be your guess, sir?
Well, I'm a very simple man. I see Bob, I want Bob dead. Yeah, very simple. That's my way of life. What's your way of life when it comes to big keys?
I've been guessing the same one constantly until I get it right. So I'm going for 18, and we do have a key over here on the right side, so it looks like we're going to be doing right side first for Furaime.
I just remember as Wulfy's gonna take down Mothula that this tournament last year, 2017 tournament, this was the gamble. Now, this is the norm. This is a strategy you most commonly see players do.
Absolutely. Oh, and the block kicks. Oh, Furaime, that was amazing.
Yeah, Furaime's execution is 100% on point. Okay, there's the bug net. This is now essentially a 100% seed.
What's the collection rate going to be here? It's got to be 170, 180, right?
Mimikay, 1 item in Turtle Rock, Pedestal, Bob is dead, Life rejoices, world has been saved, yada yada yada. But yeah, the collection rate has to be really high. 180 plus something.
Alright, so that's 8, 9, still nothing. 10 and 11 is the map.
Well, we found the uncle bombs now. Wulfy could save some time here by going left side, but that time save is not gonna be enough.
Yeah, that is number 12, I think.
Yeah, I do think that is 12.
So GG to Otaku Tom. GG Otaku Tom getting the first supporter in there with the guess number 12.
I like these rupee counts. They seem very well organized.
Holy crap, 1300?
Straight left.
Straight left, so Wulfy's going to make up some time. This is still going to be a very close race between these two.
Yeah, but with Furaime's execution, having everything that he has, it's gonna take a lot. And the way he's just plowing through this gauntlet.
Wulfy, you gotta kill the Staphos. You can't just stun it and call it good. Sorry.
Maybe Dark Magician Straps was on his mind, but no. Oh, Furaime is barely mistiming these silvers.
Oh man.
These Lanmolas, master dodgers.
This is true.
I mean, you're in this situation, you're missing silver arrows on Lanmolas, and you feel like, oh, I've been through all of these places that have not given me anything, I must be so far behind, just keeps on losing time.
And this is the point in the seed where I think fatigue starts to set in a little bit. 145, you've been through what can only be described as a nightmare of a seed. You had so much open up to you early game that you could do so many different things, and then double rod in Turtle Rock. You've got to feel a little bit behind. You've got to feel a little bit jebaited. But the only thing that you can do is kind of have a short-term memory loss and try to keep going as quickly as you can. Furaime's in good position, but Wulfy's, right on his tail.
I mean, you still think you're behind. You think that, oh, my opponent must be in the room just up ahead. I need to execute everything perfectly, skip everything, just get through everything as fast as you can. He's skipping the hearts, but he does have to pick up the magic.
Oh, absolutely. That would have been not good. Although I do believe Furaime picked up some potions.
Yeah, he does have at least one red.
All right, so Moldorm 2 offered no resistance whatsoever, and the final treasure chest was opened just for you, chat. It's all for you.
I think that is vanilla. I could be wrong, but I do think 20 rupees is vanilla there. I don't know why it is that, but video games.
All right, geometry boss now, and a good double there. That was kind of a weird setup. Two, and maybe another double. Yep, 2-2-2. Very nicely done. So Furaime kills Aga and is on his way to Mr. Blue Bacon himself.
And that was not an easy Aga to be able to get that fast of a kill on. And Furaime's execution has just been absolutely perfect. And now you have Other Sword Silver Ganon with half magic. Do you even need to bring out the cape here?
I think if you're Furaime, you save menuing as much as you can and don't. And yeah, do this, get your hits in, and then hook shot away.
Yeah. Here's the thing, a little bit of fact for everyone. If you have Other Sword, you can one cycle the final phase, getting quad silvers. It requires a very specific setup for it, though. And that is not the setup for it.
Nope, good double there from Furaime. And another double. GG, Furaime.
A seed that forces you to do basically everything, and Furaime, he just executed it perfectly.
The Windfish will wake soon. Hoot. Call out to Link's Awakening there. Official Speed Racing TV time of 1:49.07 by Furaime. GG, and with the 2-0 win, we'll move on to the round of 32.
And I can just say, well deserved. The way that he's played this best of 3 has been absolutely stellar.
Yeah, absolutely. And these two have been incredibly evenly matched. I mean, the race yesterday was decided by about 30 seconds. This match is going to be decided by not much more than that.
Yeah, this was just these lone item locations that Wulfy skipped out on, forcing him to do them when going through everything, since both players just wanted to avoid going into Turtle Rock.
Absolutely. I mean, we talk about Wulfy's gamble to skip the Tower of Hera basement, but then turning around and going ahead and doing it again. That by itself was a good minute.
Yeah, it was really interesting because for the longest time we thought that's a really good skip because there's nothing there, but then it just turns out that you have to go into Turtle Rock with no rods, and that basically never happens. And then these gambles, well, you feel like maybe I missed an item, and you go back and do that, and
yeah,
then you just feel even more behind after you've checked those locations.
Yeah, that's the danger with those particular gambles. You have to full commit to them. He didn't see a dot done, so he went ahead and checked some of them. Ended up making a bit of a difference, but I mean, GG to Wulfy for making a lot of the calls that he needed to make to put himself into a position to win. Just didn't quite get there, and Furaime wins.
And Wulfy is still finishing with an impressive time of 1 hour, 50 minutes, 40 seconds.
And Furaime is actually going to skip out and not going to join us for an interview. We're going to see if Wulfy is going to be interested in joining us. While we're waiting on these two, keep in mind there's still lots of randomizer action to be had tonight. Just starting over on Speed Gaming 4, we have Unvit versus Violet Pumpkin. In about 15 minutes, a really big one, ACMLM versus Prior 57 over on Speed Gaming 5. And then at 9:30 tonight on Speed Gaming 2, we have Arias 13 versus Mr. Willard J. Bradley. That's going to be a hype match. Also at 9:30 on ALTTP Randomizer, we have Freddy versus Dragon Master. So lots of matches still to tune in tonight if you haven't quite gotten your randomizer fix yet.
I don't think you can ever get your randomizer fixed because it's randomizer. Every seed is different. And also, we here would really want to thank our tracker Reg for helping us out, and also Cyclone for helping out behind the scenes as well.
Absolutely. Furaime's in chat, so big shout out. And I'm sure I'm mispronouncing your name because we've been pronouncing it differently all night. But that's okay.
And that's the thing with pronunciation. It just is. And English is a very weird language when it comes to pronunciation. Still waiting and see if we can get Wulfy in here for an interview.
But so much randomizers going on, and this is going to be a fun VOD to go back and watch, because the early gambles from Wulfy certainly put him at a distinct advantage for most of the race. It's just, once you got down to that item hunt, where are those two rods? And them both being up in Turtle Rock, both runners avoiding Turtle Rock like the plague, allowed Furaime to catch up.
The myths were in Palace of Darkness, right?
Yeah, the Titan Smiths were in Palace of Darkness. I do believe that Wulfy found them first.
So, trying to think through the perfect way to route the seed, you had very early access to Palace of Darkness. You could have just gone in, got the myths, And after that, you skip out on Eastern, you fake flipper into ice, you get Ether, and at that point, you already have access to Turtle Rock. That's how early you could have made that play if you went for that route. But no one would do that because that's not how you think. But that's how the seed thinks.
Yeah, it was just one of those seeds that I would not be surprised if both of our runners have already deleted the seed from whatever hard drives or SD drives or whatever you end up having it stored on. You delete it because this one probably doesn't leave a very good taste in your mouth.
I mean, you never want to do a 100% seed, and that's effectively what this one was. Despite the fact that since you could fake flipper into ice, you didn't have to do a single pendant visit.
Didn't have to. Okay, logically you did.
Yeah,
logically you need the flippers in order to go ahead and do Ice Palace, but it's pretty easy to fake flipper over there.
Yeah, at this level of play, the flippers, they're there for Swamp and the Sora Ledge item, basically.
But Furaime is moving on. I believe Furaime will end up moving on into the round of 32 and will face the winner of Jacobs for Life versus Jay Meisher. And man, I'm torn on that race between those two. Jay Meisher is another co-commentator and a good friend of mine in the community. Jacobs, though, beat me in the first round, so I kind of want to root for someone who's beaten me just to say, I was close-ish.
I mean, I didn't play in this tournament, so I guess I should cheer for everyone or no one.
Yeah, when in doubt, cheer for chat because chat loves to have the most fun.
When in doubt, praise Moldorm.
Well, since we're not getting anything else, I think we're just going to go ahead and wrap it up for us here today. Remember, there's other races going on: Speed Gaming 4, Speed Gaming 5, Speed Gaming 2 a little bit later tonight, and ALTTP Randomizer. Be sure for all of your randomizer action to follow Speed Gaming 1 through 6 and ALTTP Randomizer 1 through 5. We're up to ALTTP Randomizer 5 by now. Also, a big shout out to Reg, our wonderful tracker, and Marjovic, my wonderful co-commentator. Thank you so much.
It's been an absolute pleasure being here. And of course, if you're still missing out on all of the live content, there's always the VODs on the YouTube page over on Speed Gaming. And with all that said and done, we all wish a happy rando, and we hope to see you all in the not too distant future.
Have a good one, guys.